Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you. I, it's shortly after Christmas, and what better time to start making icicles for all your friends and to sell than shortly after Christmas? And you say, why? So you've got all year to make a lot of them. This last year, uh, as a just as a gift, I wasn't expecting anything from it in return. Uh, I gave away at least 40 dozen icicles. And baker's dozens at that, so it's a little bit more than those. Okay, and the reason I did it was because I love Christmas, and one of the things, better way to enjoy and share Christmas with others is icicles. Now, on with the demo. Now, in my case, or your case, you can use just about any piece of scrap glass that you got. In my case, I have some heavy wall, I think it might have been 25 mil tubing that I was breaking up anyway, and a nice chunk of it. As you can see, I'm not just sticking this glass into the flame. I'm sort of what I call warming it in. It's like the difference between throwing a frog into a boiling of hot water and they'll jump right out compared to if you start it at room temperature and let him warm up, you'll have frog stew. Anyway, it takes the stress out of it. You're not just, and when you've waved it, you think you've waved it in there long enough, wave it in there a little bit more until you start seeing some nice glowing edges starting to happen. And that's one way of telling that you're in the right zone, as it were. I have several different types of flattening tools. One is these rounded discs, pair of needle nose pliers, and I took the electrical metal discs out of those metal electrical boxes that you wire a house with or whatever, and welded them onto these, sanded them down a little bit. I've had them for 10, 15 plus years. They do quite well. They rust a little bit, but if you um, take care of your tools and sand them a little bit from time to time, they do quite well for you. With icicles, it's not as necessary to have a nice, pristine, clean piece of glass because icicles have all the chunks and odds and ends to them going on all the time anyway. Uh, Accidents happen. Now, when I start this, what I do is I'll stretch a little bit and twirl a little bit. And one of the things the way I do my glass when I'm stretching it is I feed the glass. Where I'm stretching and twirling is another spot compared to where I'm heating up the glass to be melted in just a second, to be stretched and twirled in just a second. Learning your hands to work together is another important thing. As you can see, one hand's doing one thing and another hand's doing another, but they're working together. One's twisting one direction, the other one's twisting the other direction a little bit, and it comes with time and muscle memory, and I'll use that word a lot because it's true. Okay, out of this one little twirl of glass, I'll make probably one or two sets of icicles out of that. Mine aren't very big, and but you put them on a tree and they make them sparkle. I'll put the loops on those in just a little while. On second thought, I have a cold one that I've done earlier. The magic of modern science, I guess. You heat it. You seal it in well, you heat it up, and you see I've got sort of like a sickle looking thing, and I heat up just at the middle of it, and it starts to slump down, and then I loop it over and press it into the other side of the glass. Weld it in really well. Go down about an inch or so and pull that off. One icicle. Show you again. If I can pick up this piece of glass. There we go. Okay. A nice weld. I go up the glass about a quarter of an inch or so, heat up that glass, stretch it a little bit and bend it over. Pull it off. Heat it up in a little bit in the middle. Touch it too. Icicle number 2. Yeah, I know, make it look easy. But when you've done it as many as I have, it looks easy. Okay. Icicle number 3. Same idea. Touch it too. Go up about a quarter of an inch. Get it warm. Pull it. Then I turn it around a little bit on my left side. Pull it out. Heat it up in the middle of that. Bend it over. Touch it to the base of the loop. And weld it in. Now you have 3 icicles. And like I like to say all year long, Merry Christmas. Because if we had the spirit of Christmas year long, this world would be a lot better off.